Hi everyone, it's Killshot 999 Army, and this is Random Things Season 3, Episode number 4. So we're at the midway point, so we usually like to take a break after Episode number 4, but we are going to, at the end of this, we're going to get to the final results of our famous Frontman competition, but we got a lot of other things to talk about tonight. I don't put it up on the screen because we want to keep it completely random. And it is going to be random, but it's going to tie into some of the things that we talked about this week as well. I see a lot of you guys here, so I want to thank you guys for spending your Tuesday night. Hopefully you guys, I know I missed many of you yesterday when we did the Talking Passage. We enjoyed the show, and it was late for some people, but the show came on a little bit later. But I think overwhelmingly the group did like it, and we are going to, we're going to kick it in gear. We're going to keep doing this thing. So, there we go. I see a few. Yes, it is. Kel's like, is that Gretchen Wilson? Yes. She's like, what do you know about that? You'll find out a little bit later on. So we got some people that did not get notifications again. I'm sorry. All I can do is put them up there and put the notification. And it looks like some people got them, some people didn't. But we'll give it a couple more minutes, let some people kind of, look, they know it happens at 9:30, so if they didn't get the notification, there's a calendar on the Walking Dead 999 Army page, so everybody should kind of know our schedule at this point. Wilson says Passage was a solid 8. I do have to tell you guys, tonight there's going to be a lot of participation. We're going to try a brand new random topic. So I'm going to try to have a little bit of fun with it. You guys know how we do like some of the staples we do, like AOL Really and a couple other things. But got something tonight we're going to try. It's been done before, but it hasn't been done by us. But before we get into that, let's start out with a little bit of comparison. So we're going to talk a little bit about, Passage is about vampires and The Walking Dead is about walkers. But I do want to give you the top 10 undead by list of popularity, by what people would be if they could choose an undead. And this will surprise you a little bit because you think that walkers and zombies, and I know we're not supposed to say zombies, the Z word, but that's kind of what they are. But in the top 10, if you had to pick of all the type of undead out there that you could either be or dress like or that you kind of admire, what would your number one be? And we'll see if anybody gets to number one, and I'm going to do a countdown while you guys are responding. So number 10 is it's a zombie. That is the 10 most popular. Number 9 is a ghoul, which is a form of zombie. Number 8, a poltergeist. Number 7 is a shadow. A shadow is a form of ghost. Number 6 is a banshee. So, banshees make out like these loud noises. So I don't know that, that would be a little bit annoying. To either be one or to know one or to be close to one. Number 5 is a ghost. Number 4 is a revenant. Number 3, a mummy. Number 2, vampire. And the number 1, most popular, most admired form of undead is a lich. Which is it's an undead wizard, and I guess it's because of that wizardry, royalty type of thing. Look, I didn't make the list, Derek. I'm just going off the list. But I wanted to kind of get your appetite thinking about undead and thinking about it, and kind of draw the comparison. Walkers versus vampires. Any competition here? Any chance? I know I like the Grimms, and I like the whole werewolf aspect. But, I guess we could have any type of battle. What would happen if a vampire was bitten by a walker? The vampires would win? Would they? Ron, are the vampires smart enough to go after the brains? Because, you could injure a walker. But if a walker were to bite a vampire back, just something to think about. Hell no on the zombie. Vampire's already dead. No effect from a walker bite. It's fair enough. It's fair enough. Imagine mosquitoes were zombies. Undead mosquitoes. There you have it, everybody. You won't get any more random than what we're talking about right now. So let me, and I didn't really prepare for this, but this, I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know how this topic came up. But name traits. I mean, there's a lot of, and, all right, first of all, I need everybody to do me a favor. Check your egos at the door. So if somebody disagrees with you, or somebody puts it in the comments, I'm going to ask a couple follow-up questions. Let's talk about names. And if you happen to have a name that sets somebody off or offends somebody, then don't take it personally. So you're going to have a little bit of thick skin here. So, are there any names, I'm not talking about people or characteristics, that you think might just be a little slightly overused name? This is going to get us in a lot of trouble. I'm going to read a few comments, and like I said, once again, if that happens to be your name, just get over it. Wilson, not on the Army channel. Sheila's saying Fluff. Julia says Hunter. Jennifer. Lot of Jens, no doubt. And we have a lot of Jennifer fans. Princess? You know what, Steph? I don't know a lot of... I don't think I know one person named Princess. We got Kevin, John, David, Julie, Morgan, Megan, Samantha. It's just like open territory. So everybody's name is in... Christians and Christian. Wow, I don't know a lot of these. I know Kim's and Kimberly's because I got a lot of Kimberly's here. Mike's. Yeah, I know there's a lot of Mike's. Oh, you mean like a pet name? Okay. I was talking about like a real name. All right. So, once again, don't take this personally. We're going to take the gloves off tonight. Okay. So, of those names, do you notice that any particular name sometimes has a trait or a type of personality? Like Bob's. Do you notice that, like, there's some similarity in several people named Bob? I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's a right answer to this, but I'm just wondering if if the person's name kind of shapes their character. So Sheila Mack is like, yes, my husband Bob is a snob. Oh, she's doing rhyme time already. Bobs are boring. All right. Well, I'm not saying this is all. I'm married to a Bob. Be nice. Okay, it's fair enough. So I wouldn't say all Bobs are boring. But kind of back to Bob's have big egos. You guys are just picking on all the husbands named Bob. And their name is the same spelled backwards and forward. So, how about Ashley's? Anybody know, like, Ashley's? Like someone named Ashley? So first thing, Newfield's like, blonde. Yeah, when I think of an Ashley, I think of a blonde. That's funny, right? I'm not saying that they're all blonde, but that's the first thing that pops. Look, several people are like, yeah, Ashleys are blondes. Okay, that's kind of what I'm going for. Short blondes. I'm not reading all your comments because I have some Ashley fans too. There you go. All right, well, not everybody. Okay, Walking Dead Nerd said, all my Ashleys are brunettes. All right, fair enough. How about Tyler? When you think of Tyler, like what pops in your head? And I'm wondering if some of these traits are because they're named after other people. We got some people like, Tyler's a cool name, Tyler's are nerds, Tyler's are witty, smart, funny, preppy. Okay. So there is some truth to the fact that name traits, if you name your kid after someone and they know who they're named after, then sometimes you might be more likely to show them movies of that person or how they came about getting their name, and maybe they emulate that a little bit. And you just can't be original. Does anybody have a kid or a relative that is a very unique name that either you rarely hear it or you never hear it? Lindy? I think I've heard Lindy before. Rod's short for Rodney. Skylar, Mara, Stormy. I mean, they're all great names. Axel, Tiberius. Hey, isn't that Captain Kirk's middle name? Or one of the starship captain's middle name? I'm pretty sure. All right. Yeah, James Tiberius Kirk, right? Okay. I got my Star Trek lore down. All right. Not trying to set anybody off. It's just, I saw some articles or something on different names, and I think that might have been the question. Are there certain traits or certain behaviors that are kind of unique to a name, or they sort of evolve? All right. Enough of that before we make too many enemies. So we're going to try something tonight, and it's a little game. I mean, it's been played, and it's just a little thing called this or that. But we're going to change it up just a little bit. So I'm going to give you a few just to, kind of cast your vote and see what you prefer, one over the other. Like we started out, walkers, vampires, blondes, brunettes, so on and so forth. So I'm just going to ask a few things to get you going. And then I'm randomly going to ask you to pick a topic. Now, keep it clean, people. Come on. Don't get us in trouble with the YouTube gods. But once we get through a few of them, I'm just going to ask. And if I see one I really like, I'm going to call on that person, and then we're going to do this or that. So I'll make it easy. Okay? The first one, this or that. Do you guys like to work hard or play hard? Pick one of the two. Work hard or play hard. What are you about? These are self-evaluations, by the way. I have a feeling most of my audience, because a lot of you guys came over from 9 to 9 Gaming, so I think a lot of you guys play hard. But there's no right or wrong answer. But it's going to get interesting when we start switching up the topics. You can't pick both. You got to slightly edge one or the other. All right, so if you had to choose one or the other, another simple one. Cake or pie? Wow, that is a tough one. I do like me some pie. I'm not going to lie. Well, cobbler would fall in the pie category. So I would say I would probably like me some cobbler a little bit more. Oh man, like some blackberry cobbler. That's so good. So I'm going to put cobbler in the pie category, and then I'm going to go pie. You know, because, cobblers just, they have that layers of crust. So good. Okay. All right, another one, and then we might switch it up a little bit. So, you can take this either way. You can take it from an attractiveness standpoint or a comfort standpoint. Glasses or contacts? If you had to choose. Sheila, I'm right there with you. Hot blackberry cobbler with vanilla ice cream. That, oh man, that just made my night. A lot of people choosing glasses. Talk about like super geek. I'm going to tell on myself, okay, for something. And let me know if you guys have ever done this. I got glasses when I didn't need glasses because I just thought it made me look smarter. I don't know why I wanted to wear them. Anybody do that? Anybody get like, I'm not talking about sunglasses. I'm talking about like prescription looking glasses with no prescription. It feels like torque. You know what? If you never did it, you never did it. I'm just letting you guys know. All right, well, I'm not the only person. And then some people wearing glasses are like, really? You got them when you didn't have to wear them, and then I'm stuck wearing these things? Yeah, I know. Uncle Creepy, I did not practice pushing them, pushing them back. Yeah, maybe Wilson. Maybe it was a Superman thing. All right, so I got several more topics, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Now, you can type whatever two categories you want, this or that. Don't respond until I call on somebody, because it's going to get like chaotic. So if everybody's like, oh, Steph, yeah, I'm responding to Steph, and Steph's responding to Kel, and Kel's responding to Emmy, and so on and so forth. So you guys give me a couple categories, and the screen's going to scroll up really fast. And when I see one, I'm just going to ask the question. Now we got everybody thinking. So what questions would you guys like to ask? Newfield, that's actually, that's one of the ones that I have. Derek, I like that. All right, Derek asked, better day for you guys. So, all right, while you guys are typing your categories, I'll scroll back up. Friday or Saturday? I could answer that from a couple different perspectives. So, all right, time for you guys to answer. Friday or Saturday? Which is a better day for you? Some people, this tells a lot, because for some people it's like, okay, Friday might be the end of their work week, so they're relieved that the week is over. But then Saturday might be the first day of the weekend, so they're enjoying Saturday. Man, that's a tough call for me. I mean, Friday afternoon or Friday night, I guess, because it seems like you're just getting into the weekend, where when you get to Saturday, it's like it's halfway over. Saturday. Right. I see where you're going with that, Steph. The Bay City Rollers. All right. Let's go. Let's open the floodgates again. I want to see some more of your ideas. All right. Let's go this or that. And then I'm going to jump into a couple more of mine. Creepy. All right. Creepy wants to know nostrils or earlobes. For what? Okay, I'm going to ask it. Nostrils or earlobes? I guess what are easier to I don't I don't even know where to go with that. Earlobes. All right, yeah, just pick one. I don't know why. I don't know if there's a I don't even know why I'm picking it. Oh, there was a pun. Maybe for piercing, I guess. Okay, fair enough. That was the most random thing. That would be like Batman or tomato juice. I don't know why I would pick those two categories. All right, here's one from my list. Netflix or YouTube? This might be a tough one for some people. I got a feeling there's going to be a stronger YouTube since we're on YouTube. There you go. All right, I like that. All right, so let's do this. In honor of Uncle Creepy, give me a more random this or that than Uncle Creepy. So nostrils and earlobes. That was that was pretty random. So you guys throw up a bunch of random comparisons, and I'm going to pick one. I have no idea why we're going to pick it or how we're going to pick it. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, those aren't super. You got people answering already. It's like, I'll take a root canal, please. All right. Give me two random. Okay. Some of you guys you're grossing me out. I'm not even reading it. All right, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for just the right one. These aren't random enough. These are actually good. They're good comparisons. All right, and I'll let your imagination run with this. But Tammy Hill wants to know: chocolate syrup or whipped cream? Now, are we talking about for your ice cream or for your Daryl Dixon? So, chocolate syrup or whipped cream, you guys pick which one you're going to go with. I already threw it out there because I knew the direction the chat was going to go. Tommy Manbun says, I like my Daryl Dixons with extra whipped cream. So there you go. There you have it. Whipped cream is the winner. All right. Hey, last question for you guys. This or that. If you had to choose one character to be on The Walking Dead, Rick or Daryl? Would you sacrifice Daryl to have Rick back? Or are you okay with Rick leaving and Daryl being on the show? Rick or Daryl to be the star of The Walking Dead? Interesting. A lot of Ricks. Okay. All right. We're going to transition to another topic here, and we got to get our Walking Dead topic in there every week. So we know that Morgan is now a staple for The Walking Dead. Dwight, we're going to get a little bit of a backstory. So I'm going to have a couple questions regarding this, but I don't think that there's a whole list of characters that are going over to Fear the Walking Dead. But if you had to choose another character, this is where it's going to be tough. Because you may want them to stay on The Walking Dead. And I don't want you just to pick somebody that you would shove over there, like maybe Eugene. So you're going to lose them on one show, but gain them and make the show more interesting on another show. So if you had to pick a character who is currently on The Walking Dead to cross over to Fear the Walking Dead for your enjoyment, not just Tara can go because I don't want to see Tara on The Walking Dead. No, that's not what this is about here. Somebody you would take off of one to enjoy watching on the other show. Who would be your next crossover character? Now, those of you saying Enid, are you actually Enid fans? Would you like to see Enid on Fear? Because I'm not an Enid fan. The dog? Carl's dead, Julia. He's gone. Not coming back. Jerry's going to have an SUV because there ain't no way Jerry is running all the way to Texas. Jerry's a big dude. Maggie. Eugene. Now keep in mind, you'd lose them on one show and you'd get them on another show. All right, here's a follow-up to this. Of some of these characters, would you rather them get a Walking Dead death or a crossover? So I'm going to give you a few characters, and I want you to tell me if you'd rather them die or you'd rather preserve them on another show. Like, for example, I said Simon. Simon died. I would have loved to see Simon go to Fear. All right, so here we go. Maggie. Would you rather see Maggie get an epic death on The Walking Dead or cross over to Fear? Wow, this is split. All right. Rosita. Would you like to see Rosita get piked and get her comic book death? Or Rosita team up with Alicia and Dwighty Boy and Morgan and Althea? I'd be okay just to keep her alive. But I think that's going to be a little bit a little bit of overkill. Does anybody see them kind of making Alicia into Rosita? Do you guys see that comparison, or is it just me? All right. So I'm not saying that everything on Fear is cookie cutting or copying The Walking Dead. But I'm going to give you a character from Fear the Walking Dead, and I want you to tell me the character on The Walking Dead that you think they most take after, if anybody. All right, everybody knows? All right, let's start out with Strand. Which character on The Walking Dead do you think Strand would most be compared to? Spencer? Strand is pretty unique. Little bit of the humor element. Oh, we got some people saying Negan. Strand is one of a kind. All right, this one should be an easy one. Charlie. Which character on The Walking Dead would you say Charlie is most likely to become like? Got Enid, Judy. I see Henry still. I see Charlie just reminds me of Henry. I think there's still hope for her. And I'm not talking about the physicality. I'm just talking about the actions of the character. Yeah, I think because of the path, because they both kind of make some questionable decisions. I definitely don't see her as Judith, though. All right, how about, we'll do one more here. How about John Dory? John does remind me of a specific character. Some Rick, some Daryl. John reminds me more of Aaron. Not quite ready to take the lead, but kind of, does the right thing. Yeah, maybe I could see a little bit of Glenn, but just seems like a little bit more Aaron-ish to me. So, well, it's good. I mean, there's no slam dunks with this, so it does look like Fear has a lot of its own identity. Madison probably would have been the biggest comparison to Rick. Do you guys see that? So I'll throw it out there. We'll do one more. So how about Madison? Maybe a really, really poorly portrayed Rick Grimes. Shane. Madison's like, well, because the attachment to the family, I think you could see that. A poor man's Rick. Like Madison always wanted to take care of family. Rick always wanted to take care of family. So, yeah, I do think That was definitely in the mold of Rick. All right, so we're going to do something that we do on a regular basis. Hopefully we have a little bit of fun with this. But this is just something we call rhyme time. And this is going to be, it's a whole new element for me. Now, for some of you, you may be very comfortable with this. But it's going to be a country music lyric theme. So you're going to have to rhyme. And it's going to have to be Walking Dead related. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you a lyric from a country song. Some will be easy. Some will be not so easy. And because I'm not a fan of country music, it's probably harder on me than it is on you. But I figured, let me be fair. You know, we talk rock and we talk bands, and the country people don't really get their fill. It can be, but before we get started, it can be Whisper related. It can be Walking Dead. It can be Shane, Rick, Michonne, anything in Walking Dead universe. So we'll start out with just a little bit of George Strait. One line here, easy to rhyme. All my exes live in Texas. All right, so rhyme something. All my exes live in Texas. And let's see if you can come up with something Walking Dead related that also satisfies. And look, there's Fear the Walking Dead. It's Texas. You get kind of bonus points if you could tie it in with like a fear theme. Country music is violent. It's funny. Nobody can come up with a rhyme with Texas. See, I didn't make this easy for you guys. All my exes live in Texas. Darren Michonne's back have exes. That's good. That is very good, Derek. Where did Daryl get those exes? All my exes live in... Oh, some of you guys are like going non-Walking Dead related. Tommy says, and I think Strand has a really nice Lexus. How about all my exes live in Texas? Jesus got stabbed in the back to his solar plexus. What? You know what? I didn't even rehearse that. Just threw it out there. All right, this was not the easiest one. All my exes live in Texas. RJ says like Negan's exes. it's a lot of exes, man. Wasn't that like a Snoop Dogg song or something? Nexus Plexus from Long Beach to Texas or something? I don't know. All right. See, I can't even do the country music without coming up with some rap lyric. All right, we'll try something a little bit different. This is apparently there's a group out there called Lone Star, and this is from Mr. Mom. All right, so get ready. I need a Walking Dead rhyme, and this line goes a little something like this. Hit it. All right. How much smoke can one stove make? That is your rhyme. How much smoke can one stove make? Better be worried if Carol baked you a cake. Or cookies. How much smoke can one stove make while putting Rosita on a steak? Maggie B went full Pike mode. So did Walking Dead nerd. Rosita's head will be on a steak. As many cookies as Carol can bake. I like that, Joyce. That's a nice rhyme. How much stove can one stove make? Tammy Hill says more than the bridge when it did break. Very nice. Daryl's having dinner, and it's rattlesnake. Okay, good one, Kels. Very nice. Najee. That's nice. How much smoke can one stove make? Henry went to Hilltop to drink and vape. All right, there's my winner. There's my winner. Najee, very nice. Okay, because I have a lot of country songs to get through. Only a couple more. This is from Gretchen Wilson, a song called Redneck Woman. This is going to be a little harder to rhyme, so get ready. Here we go. Some people look down on me, but I don't give a rip. That definitely sounds like a line from a song that would be titled Redneck Woman. So, once again, some people look down on me, but I don't give a rip. Let's get your Walking Dead rhyme. Jesus wasn't a redneck, but he sure could flip. Okay. Some people look down on me, but I don't give a rip. Tie a walker's laces together and watch them drip. Okay, Hippo, I'm with you there. I'm Michonne, and I'm taking off with Sadiq on a ship. She's on a boat, and it's going fast, and she's got a Nautica theme, Pashmina Afghan. I can't do it. I can't stay country for more than a minute. Let's see. Some people look down on me, but I don't give a rip. Give Daryl a bath and watch him strip. No. Not. Where are all the Walker references? Some people look down on me, but I don't give a rip. Alpha will make you into a Walker suit and skin you from your head to your hip. That's bad. I just kind of made that one up. All right, one last one, and then I'm retiring from country music for a long, long time. Here it is. This is Alan Jackson. Apparently he's good. So this is a song by Alan Jackson. So this is going to be our last rhyme of the night. Be creative. Next thing I remember, I was hearing wedding bells. So from some Alan Jackson song. Once again, next thing I remember, I was hearing wedding bells. From the tower, Eugene Fells. It's accurate. And if it was the comics, then it would be Father G. Fell, right? Next thing I remember, I was hearing wedding bells. Then came the fair, and it all went to hell. Yes. Very good, Walking Dead nerd. The fair is going to be big. Fluff says Eugene sabotaged all the bullet shells. Fear and The Walking Dead have so many parallels. Oh, Chris Raining. There you go. Next thing I remember, I was hearing wedding bells. Carol won't marry Daryl because he smells. I'm going to go with Chris. I think Chris Reinig is a winner there. So here we go. We've been going back and forth with the best rock frontman. So now we were down to the last 5, and I asked you guys to take a survey on the 999 Walking Dead Army channel, and you guys voted one of the people who was eliminated previously back into it for extra consideration. So here's the way it's going to work. We had 5, we added another one, so we have 6. So we're going to match them up in groups of 2. We're going to narrow it down to 3. And then we are going to just do a 3-for-all. So hopefully you guys are ready. This is the unofficial 999 Army Best Frontman Competition. So let's start it out. I got people voting already. Freddie Mercury versus Stevie Nicks. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to compete with Freddie Mercury. How do you beat him? He's a machine. He's undefeated. Queen won like the best 70s and the best 80s that we did. You got Freddie, Stevie Nicks, Freddie, Stevie, Freddie 3, 4, 5, 6 times, Stevie Nicks, Freddie. Look, Hippo, I know. He's dead and she's not. There you go. That's all the more reason to vote for her. Look, I love me some Fleetwood Mac. But I just can't put Fleetwood Mac in the same category. So, not by a complete landslide, but by many, Freddie Mercury is officially ending the reign of Stevie Nicks. Hey, she made it to the semifinals. Don't feel bad. Do not feel bad, Stevie Nicks fans. She's amazing. But she's not taking down Freddie Mercury. All right. The next battle is there's a couple legends here. Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam versus Jim Morrison of The Doors. Eddie versus Jim. They're both phenomenal. It's going to really depend on your music taste and the era. I do have to say, wow, a lot of Eddie Vedder. Eddie. Some Jim Morrison. It's about tied. Eddie, Jim, Jim, Eddie, still tied. Morrison, Eddie, Jim, Vedder. Jim's up by about 4, everybody. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Jim Morrison's gotten like a ton in a row. Eddie Vedder got out to a pretty big lead, but Jim Morrison. And I'm going to tell you this, okay? I'm kind of happy that Jim Morrison took out Eddie Vedder, and here's why. Because it would be an absolute sin. And let me look all of you guys in the eyes when I say this. If Eddie Vedder would have advanced to the finals and Kurt Cobain did not, that would be the biggest sliding, the greatest travesty in music history for Eddie Vedder to get a nod over Kurt Cobain. It cannot happen in the world of grunge. Jim Morrison moves on. All right. We got one more. And then we're going to the finals. So, number 1, who actually gave a pretty good run for the money, when he was eliminated. You guys voted him back in. And by the way, let me say this. Kurt Cobain almost got back in as a write-in ballot, and I should have voted because I really wanted him to be there. But it's okay. You guys voted Prince back in. So this is going to be Prince versus Steven Tyler. One of these is going to the finals. Prince versus Steven Tyler. Let's see what you guys got. We got Prince early. 2. 3. Steven Tyler. 4, 5, 6. 4 Steven Tylers in a row. Prince up by 2. Prince up by 5. Prince up by 8. Now 7. 8. 9. 8. 7. 9, 8, 7. Still about the same here. 6. 5. 4. Prince up by about 4. Back up to about 5. And I'm going to say Prince. You guys wrote him back in. He is still there. And I would die for you. How many people sang that and actually pointed at their self and then, did a gun thing and then pointed and did the whole thing from Purple Rain? You guys probably just did that when I was singing it, right? I would die for you, darling, if you want me to, you. Okay. All right. Prince is back in it. And then there were 3. So this is what it's all about. We're not ready to cast our votes yet. So some people might be on the fence with this, so it could change it up just a touch. Wait, how come Morris Day? How come Morris Day in the time? Morris Day was a great front man. America, have you heard? There's a brand new dance, and it's called The Bird. Nobody, not one person voted as a write-in for Morris Day. I'm extremely disappointed. Julie's like, who? Who's Morris Day? Julia, Ice Cream Castles? You don't know what we're talking about here? Jerome, bring me my hat. Come on. Okay, all right, I'm moving on. I won't even break out Oak Tree because that was not one of the time's better songs. Oak Tree, spread your branches. You know what to do. All right. Maybe I shouldn't have brought up Morris Day. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing started. You got to pick one of 3. Freddie Mercury, Jim Morrison, or Prince. Best frontman of all time. It's all on the line right now. Let's see your vote. Only vote once, everybody. Don't vote multiple times. This is for real, for real. We got Steven Tyler with an early vote. Freddie, Morrison, Mercury, Freddie, Jim, Prince vote. Freddie, Prince still in the game. Freddie, Prince, Freddie Mercury. It is what it always is. Freddie Mercury, the legend, the greatest. Not only has Queen won Best Band of the 80s when we did it, they got Best Band of the 70s when we did it, and now Freddie Mercury is getting Best Frontman of all time. And I'm going to say, there it is. That's Freddie Mercury is moonwalking his way into the first place spot. So let me throw this out to everybody because Freddie takes home the prize. Now, Sheila, there's no recount. Give me a break. I'm not counting all those Freddie Mercury votes again. That's a lot of counting. So those of you that picked Queen, those of you that picked Freddie Mercury, give me your favorite Queen song. If you had to pick one Queen song that really, really stood out, or one performance. Well, Lonnie's like, Jungle Love. There you go. See, somebody knows a little Morris Day. We're the Champions. Flash. Aha. Or Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Bohemian Rhapsody. Don't stop me now. Here's the thing that I want to say. Fat bottom girls, I mean, and I mean this in absolute sincerity. If Freddie Mercury was not the lead singer of Queen, I fully feel many of those songs would have been garbage. Whew. I just said that. I did. I feel like there's very few singers that pumped life into their songs. I probably would not have even listened to Queen or listened to the music if it weren't for Freddie Mercury. I'm going to give you another example, and I'm not a big fan of Bon Jovi, but Bon Jovi had a very similar effect to Bon Jovi. Because I am not a big fan of their songs or their lyrics, but in that time, in that phase, I think. Now, here's the difference, okay? Kiss had some good songs, but if Paul Stanley and you guys can disagree, but if Paul Stanley would not have been Paul Stanley, if it would have been Ace Frehley as the lead singer and they would have switched roles, maybe Peter Criss, even Gene Simmons, I still think Kiss would have been Kiss. Because I didn't think Paul Stanley was that great of a vocalist. He just had a little different makeup, had a little swag to him. So, you know, I'm giving these kind of comparisons to really let you know, in some cases, the lead singer really, really does make the band. Now, Kel, I would disagree to a certain extent. Axl Rose definitely took Guns N' Roses to a different level. But if those songs and those lyrics would have been performed by somebody good, to me, Guns N' Roses had some depth and they had some really, really good songs. Axl certainly was a performer, had a unique voice, and enhanced the experience. But I still think Guns N' Roses could have been successful. Maybe semi-successful. Def Leppard. I think Def Leppard would have been successful. Steven Tyler. Certainly I can see why Steven Tyler got to the semifinals. Because Steven Tyler was somebody that I think drove Aerosmith. But I don't know if, and I got to be careful how I do this. Mick Jagger was phenomenal, but the Rolling Stones also had some really good songs. But Mick Jagger is the face, and he's amazing. But the songs were still pretty good. So, I know it's kind of splitting hairs, but that's really my kind of appreciation with music. Stone Temple Pilots, once again, I think Scott Weiland was excellent, but I really liked Stone Temple Pilots songs. That one might be, I'd probably have to lean toward him as a performer, and it really took him to a different level, but I do think their songs were good as well. We could talk music all night long. I mean, I love it. Poison, Bret Michaels. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah. I think Talk Dirty to me. Yeah, I mean, they're phenomenal. Phil Collins and Genesis. Chris Cornell. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, anything from that grunge era, I loved it. So with that, everybody, we have hit an hour and 2 minutes. I want to thank all you guys for being here for another Random Things. Sometimes it's good just to talk about stuff and things, and we always add a little bit extra to it, a little bit of TV shows, music, just to kind of go a little crazy and be completely random. Appreciate everything that you guys do. We will be back at the 999 Dead channel tomorrow night. Thank you so much for checking out all of these channels. We got stuff going on all three of them right now with 999 Gaming, and then live streams on 999 Dead, live streams here. We have just hit like 700 and something subscribers, so we're still about 300 subscribers short on this channel to get it up to our 1,000 goal, but we're getting close to 2,000 on the 999 Dead channel, and I think with a little bit more content, I think we can get this thing up to 1,000 pretty soon. So let's make that our goal. Let's see if we can't get another 300 subs here in the next couple weeks. And we're going to add a little bit more content, a little bit more streams, a few different topics. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. Just a super special shout out to all the patrons in the top left-hand corner, the sponsors in the top right-hand corner, the moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, all the super chatters who would normally super chat, but super chat is not active on this channel. They'll be back on the 9 Undead channel tomorrow night. And to everybody else here, do me a big, big favor. Give me a 999. Let me give some shout outs. Those of you watching at home, make sure you guys participate, and those of you that are in the stream, make sure that you check out their comments and give them a shout out, interact with them after the fact as well. Thanks so much for being here, Gamma, Sheila Mack, Ron Burgundy, have a good night, Lisa Khaleesi, Kim Younger, Najee Watts, Sheila Beasley, Hippo in the House, Andrea McSherry, Walking Dead Nerd, Anna Demo, Tracy Bledsoe, Julia Muse, Cammie, Samantha Coombs, Diana C, Jim 09, JB, B, Ramona Heath. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Joyce Andrews. Mitch Puddin, have a good night. Bumblebee Brown, always a pleasure. B squared. Sam B, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you, Fluff. Dark Start Killer, have a good night. Pauline Denardis, thank you. Michelle M. Zelda Faz, not the Passage fan, but we'll try to make the streams. Zelda, I think, is going to ramp up really quickly. I like the initial base storyline, but I think next week we're going to see some levitating and some flying and some attacking and some vampiring and all of that stuff. It's going to be good stuff. Uncle Creepy, have a good night. Thank you. Robin Vance as well. Gina Crockett. Appreciate that, Gina. Wilson, pleasure, my man. Appreciate you being here. Rublo's channel. And, once again, to all the mods, a special shout-out to all of them. Heart of Nixie, appreciate that. People I didn't give shout-outs to, completely random. I'm just jumping around, jump up, and get down. I'll try to give you guys some shout-outs tomorrow night. We'll see everybody at 9:30 on the 999 Dead channel. Make sure to get on our Walking Dead Facebook page. There's a calendar set up in the announcement so you can see when we're going to do the streams. If there is a cancellation, I'll let everybody know. And those of you watching the playback, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this thing over 1,000 ASAP. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. Peace.